What's up, everybody? Eric here. And I was sent this clip on Twitter. I bookmarked it so I could talk about it later. A lot of people are wondering what my thoughts and opinions are on this comment from Zachary Levi about James Gunn and the DCU. It seems like there's a lot of chatter online about the upcoming DCU, whether or not it's going to be good, whether it's going to be bad, if there's any nepotism happening, if James Gunn's just hiring his friends. We've been talking about this for a while now. And at the start, I was like, oh, I don't feel like that's what he's doing. He's going to try and, cast a wide net. But he seems to have gone back and started casting people that he knows, people that he's worked with in the past. And I don't really have an issue with it. It seems like a lot of people do. And that's fine. It's your prerogative if you have an issue with it. But I don't really have an issue with it. I just want the best people working on the job. And a lot of the people that James Gunn has cast are people that I actually really like. So for me, it's not such a big deal, but I can see why a lot of people are annoyed by it. I mean, if you're not a huge fan of the people that James Gunn puts in his movies coming into this new Superman film, I can totally understand that you'd feel a certain way about it. But at the end of the day, it is his project. It is what he wants to do. And we're just going to have to see what happens if people like it, if they don't like it. However, Zachary Levi, there was this quote going around from Zachary Levi here that says, when you're the brother of the guy who runs DC, I guess you get to play who you want, talking about Sean Gunn. And I will be honest, it is a little weird to me out of all of them that Sean is going to be playing what seems to be multiple characters in the DCU. And could it stop, at this? Could he end up playing like a third, fourth, fifth character? If it comes to animation, I guess so. Or if it's a VFX character, I guess so. It really just feels like that's kind of the path we could be heading down. But this is the full statement in context, because he did say this, but it seems like he might have been joking. So let's watch the clip and then we will talk about what this could mean. Because Zachary Levi has put his foot in his mouth before and people have had issues with him. So let's see what he says.
Are you interested at all in going like the Jason Momoa or Sean Gunn route and just playing a whole new character, since this is like a new universe rebooting?
What do you mean, a new character?
Yeah, like I think Jason Momoa is playing. He's not going to be Aquaman anymore. He's playing somebody else. Sean Gunn, it just was announced, is playing Maxwell.
Well, but Sean was never established in the DC universe. So I mean, he's played Marvel characters, but but this is his first DC character.
No, he was Calendar Man, and he was Weasel, and he's been
in Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those were kind of more like cameo-ish. I don't know. I mean, I think this. I don't know. Listen. When you're the brother of the guy who runs DC, I guess you get to play whoever you want.
And so there's the full context of that statement. Now, I will say this. I get that it's a joke. I get it. I get that he's just making fun of all of this. And, people are quick to just kind of run over and go into these quotes that, like, when actors and directors and people who work in the business are talking about superhero media, you have to understand that people don't get jokes. They don't get humor. You say something, people immediately run over and attack you. And I can see both sides of this. It's a very polarizing situation right now, especially with DC, more so than Marvel, because we have the Zack Snyder people, the DCEU fans who are totally not happy with the DCU. Then we have people that loved Zachary Levi and Shazam, but didn't like the stuff he was saying about politics and social issues, and so they feel a certain kind of way about it. So he's in the middle of a weird cycle of stuff. Also, Shazam 2 not performing well at all, and seeming that after Aquaman we probably won't see any of these characters ever again. It's just a weird place for all of these actors to be in, and all these people involved with the DCEU to be in. And so asking them stuff like this, no matter what the answer is, unless you give them a really boring, answer, response to this, whatever you say is going to be spun into the news cycle. It's going to be a big deal, because we are going to have a long time of just quotes and interviews and stuff like that, where there's no content coming out. After Aquaman ends, next year, I believe the only movie we're getting is Joker 2. So I expect more of these types of interviews to happen between now and when Superman Legacy comes out. And I'm just hoping that people don't get caught up in this news cycle. I mean, look, the only reason I'm even talking about this is because so many people were asking me what I thought of it. And I'm like, I think he was just kidding. I think it was just a joke, right? But at the same time, he's done stuff, he said stuff in the past that has come across negatively. So is it a joke? is he actually talking about nepotism here? Is this a true complaint from him, or is it just him talking about something that someone asked him? You know, he didn't even seem to remember that Sean played characters in the DCEU previously. So it again, I'm not going to take this too seriously. I'm not a huge fan of Zachary Levi. He kind of fell off for me a little bit. You know, it didn't affect my like or dislike of Shazam 2. I think the movie was mid. It was fun, but it was mid. But outside of that, you know, I don't know if I'd be excited to go see a project with him in it necessarily in the future. And maybe that's the situation here. Maybe he's just in a point where he doesn't really care anymore. I don't know. Anyway, leave your thoughts and opinions of this down below now that you've heard the whole clip in context. What do you think of this? Are you Team Zachary? Are you not Team Zachary? Was he kidding? Was he not kidding? What do you think about the upcoming stuff with the DCEU? I'm very curious what all of you guys think about it. So let me know in the comments below.